I'm on Sullivan's Island right now where we can really feel the wind conditions. You can see them out here if you look at the ocean behind me, or if we turn this way. Let's go ahead and look at some palm trees. Look at the shrubbery up here. We're right near where Fort Moultrie sits down on the end of the island, but we saw some people walking around here earlier. I asked them what they were doing, and they said they just wanted to see Hurricane Dorian with their own eyes. They've been listening about it on the radio, hearing about it on the news, watching all the coverage, and they wanted to experience it for themselves. And I tell you what, guys, it's super windy out here. You can take my word for that. You really don't need to step out the house to see what's going on. There's power lines down. There's Sullivan's Island police officers driving throughout the island, clearing debris out of the road. And the wind conditions, like I said, have been pretty rough. Earlier this morning, we were reporting the gust at 40 miles per hour. And now those gusts are hitting anywhere in the 60s and 70s with sustained winds at 40 to 50 miles per hour. Again, you can take a look at the ocean behind me. You'll notice some white caps. That's the gust I was talking about, you guys. All right, I'm gonna bring this back to you before I blow over. I'm actually on Sullivan's Island, Brad, and I want you guys to take a look at the wind conditions here. I'm standing on Middle Street. If we turn this way, you might be able to see some of the wind conditions further down the road, but notice the trees. They are blowing pretty hard in this wind. I know we're seeing gusts up to 40 miles per hour. I have a device in the car that's been helping me measure the miles per hour of the wind speeds. But if we come back this way, you'll see some boarded up restaurants, some boarded up facilities right here, and not too many cars have been driving on these roads other than Sullivan's Island Fire and Rescue and Sullivan's Island police officers. We saw them cleaning debris off of these streets just about 5 minutes ago, and they said they're just doing damage control. They want to make sure to get stuff off the street and get these problems solved before they turn into bigger issues. They're also checking on power lines, making sure to call Dominion Energy if one is down, and trying to get situations corrected as soon as they come up. We do have a car driving down. You can see the palm trees are really blowing right now, a strong gust of wind coming through. But as he's driving, you're not really seeing any water coming off the wheels. There's not too many puddles in the street here. The road conditions are looking good, and I'm gonna keep updating you as we learn more. Reporting on Sullivan's Island, Temple Ricky, count on 2.
Temple, emergency responders may not be able to respond in an emergency.
Octavia, this is because of the poor weather conditions, or they may be tied up with someone else at the moment. Now, if they aren't able to respond immediately, they will call you back when they have some free time. This is Temple Ricky in downtown Charleston, standing along East Battery, where you can see that the road conditions are still looking good. There's a couple spots here and there, but so far nothing too troublesome. This is an area we're going to keep watching because it is prone to flood. Now, if you take a look on this side over at the harbor, you will notice that the water levels are higher than usual. This is because high tide is coming in at around 1 in this afternoon, and then again at 1 in the morning on Thursday. Now, tide levels are expected to be high or higher today and tonight than they were for Hurricane Irma, and wave heights could reach between 8 to 12 feet. Now, once again, high tide is expected to start in a couple hours, so we'll be out here monitoring the situation and bringing that information to you. Now, I just spoke with David Dixon, and he said that there are sustained winds from 40 to 50 miles per hour, and there's gusts like this one happening right now that can reach as high as 75 miles per hour as Hurricane Dorian makes its way up the coast. We are on Sullivan's Island. You can see the water behind me, some huge white caps in the ocean out there. The wind is really blowing. You might be able to see it through the TV screen, but we are really feeling it out here. And guys, these raindrops don't really feel good on your face. So everyone, make sure you're staying inside, make sure you're hunkered down, staying safe, and trying to stay dry. Now, there are Sullivan's Island police officers monitoring the situations out here. They are driving on the roads, making sure to clear debris when they see it, and just do some damage control as necessary. Reporting on Sullivan's Island, Temple Ricky, count on 2. Yeah, Brendan, we did see a tree down. That's why I'm at this location right here. Now, we heard through the scanner that there was a collapse of a structure. When I arrived about an hour ago, crews were lining Byron Street. And we're told from a neighbor that one man was transported out of this home you're seeing behind me on a stretcher. Now, if you take a closer look, you will notice that there is a tree on the back of this house. When I first arrived, we were at the front of the house. We didn't really see too many damages, and then we noticed crews were coming around back here. Now, the scanner did tell us that crews had to use special equipment to lift a man out from under a tree. And as you can see behind me, you do see the tree on the roof, and you can see the strong winds. And I did talk to one firefighter when I was standing on the other side of Byron Road, and he said, man, be careful. There's a couple trees down here that don't look too sturdy, so you need to really be cautious of where you're standing. And you guys can see it now with the wind conditions. The trees blowing in the back, we have rain, a bunch of wind gusts, so we just want to make sure everyone is staying safe. Reporting in West Ashley, Temple Ricky, count on 2.